friends of Skele Vader. How are you? Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you tuned in. I got a few things to share from what I found this week. There was a sale on Target that I discovered, got a couple of things, and stopped by the Dollar Tree, found a couple of things. And then if you watched the video I posted yesterday, you saw that I went to a street sale in Clovis, California. How's it going, whoever's watching? Good to see you here. And found a few things there as well. So let's get started, right? All right. So first, I want to show, I'm going to go in order. So earlier in the week, the theme for this, for today's live really is bargains. So earlier in the week, I was like, okay, if I'm going to get anything, it's got to be at bargain prices. And then this sale popped up on Target. And by the way, folks, if you're tuning in today to watch, I appreciate you being here. Happy Memorial Day for those of you who live in the U.S. And just want to say I hope you're having a safe and relaxing Memorial Day. So now let's get started. Okay, so I found a sale on Target, and let's look at the two things that I ordered from there. I ordered one thing, and then I discovered that another thing was on sale as well. And so I made two separate orders, but it was still a really good deal. So let's look at these boxes. All right, so two Target boxes, and let's get them open and see what's inside. So who's watching today? Feel free to chime into the chat. All right. What do you think it is? So I know, so I listened to, how's it going, Collecting and Hobbies Maximum? How's it going, Jared? It's good to see you. Now, I've been listening lately to a podcast called Cracktastic Plastic podcast, and it's they have pretty strong feelings about these Super 7 reaction figures. And I was like, every time I'd see them in Target, I'd be like, it's okay. But there's two that I had my eye on, and those two were on sale. This one, the Cobra Commander, I was really stoked about this because he's got a vac metal mask, and so I'm really happy I found him. It was like $6 something, ridiculous price. And there's one other on here that I also got. Now, what do? I mean, Jared, what do you think? Leave it on card or get them out and take a picture? I'm an opener, folks. So but the card art is phenomenal. I love the mirror effect here for both G.I. Joe and for Cobra Commander's mask. Very cool. We'll see. Maybe at the end of the video today, I'll open him up. So based on what I just said, what do you think is going to be here in this other box? Now, I used to have G.I. Joes as a kid. Not a lot, but a few of them, and haven't gotten into collecting the vintage G.I. Joes yet. And maybe that'll happen eventually, but I kind of, right now I'm still on my Star Wars and Masters of the Universe kick. And in fact, I've mainly been in that arena most of my life. So I don't foresee that happening in the future. Happy Memorial Day to you. All right, so this one is in a similar vein. So I think these two Oh, by the way, this one, I think this is a Target exclusive with the vac metal mask and with the vac metal print on the mask here too. I might have to keep him on card. And then similarly, now this guy doesn't have any vac metal, not yet anyways, that I've seen out there. But I've always been a fan of Destro. I never had him as a figure as a kid, but both of these guys, I really wanted to find them as a kid and I never could. So this guy, I don't know. These may have to stay on card. I don't know, folks. What do you think? We'll see. But look at how great that is. Again, not back metal, but just a sort of a shiny metallic paint. Very cool. Very cool. I really love the face on this. In fact, I kind of prefer this over the classified, the 6-inch GI Joes. The Destro that I saw in that line, I was like, I kind of prefer this. Some of you might disagree, but I kind of prefer it. All right, so we've got the 2 Target packages open. And next thing I wanted to look at is Final Faction figure and vehicle that I found at how's it going, El Tenda? Jared, I saw a Snake Eyes that was on sale in the store for $8.99 once, and that's the only one I've ever seen on sale in the store. So I would look at the Target app. I don't know if I haven't checked, but I checked on Monday. That's when I ordered these. They came in a couple of days, and not this Monday, but not today, but obviously. But I haven't checked on there to see if they were still on sale. In fact, let's look. Let's look right now. Let's see. All right, let's see. Destro. Yeah, Jared from Collecting and Hobbies Maximum. Yes, the Destro is $6.29 on the Target app right now. You can get them there, okay? And then let me look up Cobra Commander. And yeah, he's still on sale too, $8.99. And that, again, that is a Target exclusive, $8.99. This particular Cobra Commander. El Tenda, have you gotten any of these yet? So this is pretty awesome for $8.99, folks. I just like, and plus you've got the metallic GI Joe and the metallic face. I feel like this one needs to stay on the card. El Tenda does not do the GI Joes. Yeah, I don't. Again, I don't either. But I really wanted these 2 particular characters when I was a kid, and I had a few vintage GI Joes. But when I saw these that were so cheap, $6 something and $8.99 for this, I could not resist. Again, the theme for this week was bargains, and I was surprised that I went for this, but I went for it. Okay, so let's have a look at the figure and the vehicle I got. These I haven't quite jumped into this territory fully yet, and I don't really plan to, but these 2 things really stood out to me, mainly because I have this reaction Hordak, and when I saw this particular vehicle, I thought this reaction sized 3.75 inch Hordak might be perfect for this vehicle. So let's see if this will work. Jared said, I don't think I've seen Destro. Maybe it was a while ago. I saw the Cobra Commander last week in dark blue, but the same, but not hooded. Okay. Yeah. So they're out there. Yes. Jared says maybe keep them on card unless you have two, right? Yeah, El Tenda, I saw that Sunman was on Amazon for $8. I ordered it like months ago. It's supposed to be here this Friday. I hope that they honor that sale price. I haven't had a chance to dig into Amazon today to see if the price is still there. But I hope that they honor that price, even though I pre-ordered it. Maybe they won't. So anyways, this is the Final Faction Rumbler. And it's like it kind of reminds me of a cross between Roton and a TIE fighter, but it's got these big wheels and this kind of like, it's very organic and alien looking, a little bit H.R. Geiger design going on here. If you know who H.R. Geiger is, the person who designed the first xenomorph, the first Alien, and the set designs for the first Alien. But yeah, it kind of looks like that. We're gonna get him open, and then it also shows this guy in the cockpit, and I saw that they had him there, so I got this guy. Jared, yeah, you might get Roadblock and Lady J. Yeah, they do look pretty good. I think I'm good with these two. I think I'm good with these two G.I. Joes. Now, if they do Crocmaster in reaction size, I might have to venture, or the Dreadnoks, the Australian post-apocalyptic looking Mad Max characters. Yeah, I might have to do that. So let's get him open. I feel like I need to. This is a. If you haven't seen these yet, people, these are $1.25. How interesting. He smells just like. That's so weird. Maybe I'm sure you guys are the same as me in this respect, but the figures I had as a kid, it wasn't just the way that they looked that was nostalgic for me, but also that is nostalgic for me, but also the smell. So this smells like one of the Max Rebo band members. It's so crazy that particular smell takes me all the way back to 1983. How crazy! I'm probably getting I don't know. That's amazing. Anyways, this guy's pretty cool. I kind of like how there's like a almost like there's like teeth here, like it's almost like a mask. But he's very organic. Alien creature, like something you would see in one of the Marvel movies. But yeah, very cool. Oz guys, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Thanks so much for being here. So we just looked at these two G.I. Joes that I found for really cheap through the Target app. They're still affordable if you're interested in stuff like that. But this is a Final Faction figure. His name is Karn. Karn. All right, and he's supposed to go with this thing. Let's get this open. Again, these are $1.25 at Dollar Tree. All right. Now there's a reason why I got this, and if you were here, Oz, earlier, you heard me mention it. But there's a reason why I got this particular set. They're pretty easy to put together, but it comes with instructions. Yeah, they are pretty cool. I got like a Jeep thing that looks like it's straight out of a Mad Max movie. Pretty cool. But this thing really struck a chord with me. It reminds me like a cross between a TIE fighter and like the Roton. So now I do want to say that they're notorious for missing parts. So I only have 4 pieces here. So I'm not sure if this is going to work out. But yeah, it says it is. All right, all right. So we got the exoskeleton, we got this. This goes on to the wheel arm, like this. Yeah, 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 yeah. This goes here. How interesting. Okay, got that. Oh, all right, all right. And then this is called a vertebrae back wheel, is what they're calling that. That goes here. All right. And then you've got to add these 2 wheels on the side. All right, there you go. So this thing's pretty cool. Now this is supposed to go with this character Karn. I want to get, and he actually fits perfectly in there. And that's what he looks like. But I really wanted to see how it would look with my Hordak. I don't know why I thought that would be a really cool match, and it kind of is. Although you see down here, there's these holes, so there's not really a place to stand him up unless I have him straddle. Yeah, there's this thing here. There's a little like barrier there, and I can actually have him straddle that. What do you think? That's pretty cool, right? Horde Chariot. That's right, Oz. Here he is with his cannon going. It's a Horde Chariot. And if I really want to make it into a Horde Chariot, I can just go ahead and, let's see, you'll get Mantana and Grizzlor. They don't really want to stand up in there. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll have to put something down at the bottom to keep them in there. That's pretty amazing. I don't know. I just had this like feeling that this would work. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Horde Chariot. I think I can. I have Shadow Weaver, and I also have Modulok here in the reaction size figures from the Horde, so I could put them in there too. All right. Well, Oz says he's digging it, so that's cool. That's good. I'm digging it too. This is really interesting. I mean, for $1.25, this is pretty cool. And even though I probably won't have him sitting in the chariot on display, he's still kind of amazing. Definitely use him for some toy photos or something. Very cool. Cool stuff. All right. So if you watched the video I posted yesterday, I went to a street sale in Clovis. A friend of mine, his name's Daniel Ball Jr. He's a friend of mine on Facebook. He said, I got a booth out there. Make sure you're there at 7 a.m. My daughter and I, we got there right at 7. We found great parking. And the place was already filling up with people, so that was really cool to see. It was great to be there early, and went to a few different booths. If you watch my videos, you've seen me visit the Vault. The Vault is a vintage toy and antique store in Fresno as well, and they had a booth there. And so I got a couple of things. I'm going to show you what I got from the booth right next to Daniel's, and that was lately the family and I have been really getting into Disney stuff, but like vintage Disney stuff. I got my wife this vintage Donald Duck Walt Disney comics, and it's in really fantastic shape. It's not about what it's worth. It's about the style. I mean, the artwork is great, and it strikes that nostalgic chord for us. But I found this squeak toy of Donald, and I just really liked it. My daughter and I were like, "Yeah, that thing's awesome. This is so cool. This is really cool." I got to get him cleaned up though, because he's a little scuffed. But he's fantastic. I love the vintage Disney stuff. Jared, you said Horde trailer for Landshark. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. That's great. That's a great idea. Now I just got to find something that I can turn into a Landshark for the reaction size figures. All right, so that's a goal. Then I stopped into my friend Daniel's booth, and was able to get some odd things. These I got these for really these were really affordable. These spacemen, really strange. I can't really resist oddball toys like this, and these things are really cool. I looked them up on eBay, and they're spacemen Axis or something like that. I can't remember now, but strange things. These are broken. They're supposed to be like a wire or something that goes from here to here. Odd sci-fi looking characters. Definitely cannon fodder for the Kenner Space Marines. That's right, Oz. Absolutely. Cool. I mean, and I also like to every once in a while send a little something out to my friends who I know collect oddball toys, and maybe this will end up in somebody's mailbox one of these days. So I found those with him. But the first thing that I agreed to buy from him was actually he gave me a really good deal on it. It's a figure I missed when it came out, but it's an Origins figure. I'm willing to bet that Eltenda and Jared from Collecting and Hobbies Maximum, and probably you, Oz, have this already, but it's one of the characters I missed from my collection, and I couldn't resist. So I finally got myself a Ninjor, something that I missed while I was out looking for Origins when this wave came out. He gave me a much better deal than that, which is very cool. So Daniel, thank you so much for that deal. So this is, I love the Origins figures, and I never had a Ninjor as a kid, and I'd kind of like, I'm 45, so I was already sort of getting out of Masters when Ninjor did come out. Getting out of is saying that in quotation marks, because I've never really exited my interest in Masters fully. It's always been there, but I stopped buying toys, or stopped collecting toys or asking for toys for birthdays and Christmas right around that time, and so I never got him. So I'm happy to have Ninjor. Shall we get him open? I'm going to put them aside, and if people say, yeah, open them up, then I'll open them up. But this is something that, Will, how's it going, Will? Good to see you in here. You're still looking for Man-at-Arms and Beastman? Yeah. I never got Collecting Hobbies. Jared, I never got the Ninjor. Man-at-Arms and Beastman. When that first wave came out, I was like haunting the Walmarts. I was there as much as I possibly could be, and was lucky enough to bug this one particular Walmart enough that when they finally went back and looked in their inventory, they had one box of Wave 1, and I was able to get them. So definitely keep an eye out. And So Oz says, yes, I got mine 2 weeks ago. You got your Ninjor 2 weeks ago. Saw waves 1 through 4. Only recently have waves started showing up. Yeah, I know. So I'm going to definitely open this. Oz Geist says, open it. I'm definitely going to open it. But first, I want to show you a vintage figure that I definitely had as a kid. I've been looking for him at a reasonable price. Like most of you, my collection was given away to other kids in need, and when I was younger, when I stopped showing interest. But this is one that I had that I loved, Cobra Khan, and Daniel gave me a really great deal on this too, and he has his weapon. So this is. I had a lot of fun with this particular character. He and Clawful and Stinkor and Buzzoff were the characters I think I played with the most from my Masters collection. As a kid, I never had Skeletor or Beastman or Merman, even though I really, really wanted them. So I played with these the most. Oh yeah. So your collection burnt in a house fire, Oz? Oh man, that's awful. So the last 2 years of recollecting these figures have been amazing. I'm really anxious. Based on the Axel Jimenez card back art that we've been seeing in some of the new figures, I think we're going to be getting a Cobra Khan, and I definitely hope he has the squirt water feature. And Jared says, I'm complete in Origins except for Wave 8 pre-orders that haven't shipped. They're supposed to come in June. Yeah. Garsh, how's it going? Welcome. Good to see you here. Yeah, totally, Oz. So stepmother gave yours away, Garsh. My mom was a school teacher, and she gave them to her students, and it took me a long time to be like okay with that, because when she did it, I didn't find out about it until years later when I asked like where some of that stuff was. But I'm happy those students got them, because I grew up in a pretty low income area, and I know those students probably just love those toys, so I'm cool with that. I'm sorry your stepmother gave them away. Garth will never be okay with it. I know, man. I know. It's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. Anyways, I got a Cobra Khan finally to add to my vintage collection, which I'm slowly rebuilding. Let's get the Ninjor open, right? And let's see here. Total nostalgia. Oh yeah, Oz. I already saw that. You love sharing them with your son. Totally. Our youngest daughter is into She-Ra for a long time, and that's a really cool thing to be able to share with her. And our oldest, when she went to the toy show with me, or the street sale, goodness, yesterday, it feels like it was forever ago. She fell in love with the mid 80s Imperial dinosaurs and dragons. My pal had some at his booth, and she fell in love with them. She got a dragon there. So very cool to be able to share that stuff with your kids. I agree. So let's look at Ninjor. I know that this is old news for you all that collect Origins. There was a big discussion online about how unfortunate it was that you couldn't take this particular version of Ninjor to be able to take his mask off. And I get that. Looking at it now, I kind of do wish that was something we could do. It's always a gamble with the Origins figures. They're very sturdy figures, as you all know. But lately, I noticed that it's a little bit of a gamble when it comes to the legs, the knees, and the feet joints being loose. But this guy's got good joints, good everything all around. Ninjor, so cool. I listen to the podcasters of the universe, and they've been reading some of the newspaper strips, comics from Masters that was published by Dark Horse. And the last two episodes, they had comic strips that featured Ninjor, so that's a lot of fun. If you guys any of you listen to podcasters of the universe, great stuff. Let's look at these weapons. Yeah, thanks, Jared. Yeah. I used to squirt my little brother. With Cobra Khan, right? He's the perfect character. I never had Snout Spout. I would have done the same thing with Snout Spout, and I'm excited about the new Snout Spout. I'm glad that he's coming equipped with the same action feature. I used to love squirting my little brother with Cobra Khan. He's probably too young to remember that. But I used to bug him. Yeah. Your sister hated Cobra Khan. Yep. Oh, okay. So Oz has great advice for those of you who collect origins. He's saying, if I'm interpreting this correct, Oz, give the origins a soak in hot water, and normally when they cool, they tighten back up. That's awesome. I will try that for sure. I've got a few characters that I'm like, I have them leaning against stuff because their knees buckle. This bow and arrow is awesome. Let's see. Oh no. Here we go. Oh, cool. All right. So we've got the bow and arrow here, like that. Amazing samurai sword. I believe this is the same mold they use for Jitsu's sword. Goes right in there. That's awesome. Awesome. And he's even got a little holster for his nunchucks, which do actually have little plastic chain links, so they can be used as nunchucks. That was my biggest complaint about Michelangelo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that the nunchucks didn't have any actual, you couldn't actually create movement with them. It was a stiff chain. This is very cool. I'm glad I got this. There's another one I'm missing from Origins. There's two that I'm missing from the Origins line. That is the gray Stratos. I didn't pick him up, and I'm like, why didn't I pick it up? And then Zodak. I didn't pick up Zodak either. But I know Zodak's coming out again. Apparently, I pre-ordered him on Big Bad Toy Store. Yeah, Jared from Collecting and Hobbies, listen to Podcasters of the Universe, and also listen to Legends of Grayskull. The Legends of Grayskull podcast and Podcasters of the Universe. In fact, they're both fantastic, and they both sort of approach Masters in slightly different ways, but they're a lot of fun to listen to. There's two guys in each of those, and there's some guests that show up, and they've got a great sense of humor about these things. They really look at all the new stuff that's coming out with Masters with a critical but gentle eye. They're great. Legends of Grayskull podcast and Podcasters of the Universe. So yeah, the Ninjor. I'm really stoked to have this guy. Got a good deal on him too. And so that's part of the theme today, right? So then I swung by the Vault, their booth, had a look at what they had out there. And one thing that I had looked at before during my previous visit were their vintage Star Wars figures. And one that I'm missing from my collection is Chewbacca. And I found this one. They had this one there. I found him before, and I've always loved this figure. I never got to have him as a kid, and I know that they're coming out with a new version of him, and I just prefer the originals. And So I'm glad I got him at a good price too. The vault they were very friendly with me, Vince and Sharon over there at the vault. So if any of you ever if you live in California or you travel to the Central Valley, make sure you stop in at the vault. Let's see here. Did I get the Walmart Retro Turtles? No, I have not gotten those. I haven't jumped into that territory. My budget for toy buying is fairly limited. So I try to stick with particular IPs, so I don't get too excited. So Chewbacca. The real thing that I was looking for were eyes that were in good condition and good paint on the teeth and on his harness here. And he's good. His joints are stiff. He's practically I'd say I'm no expert here, but I'd say he's in mint condition. He's just missing his famous rifle. But now I can have him hanging out with. I have this Princess Leia that I got for $1 like 5 years ago in a jar in an antique store, and C-3PO, and these guys are he was the same price as Leia, like $1. I think it was $3, maybe $1 or $3 for these varying prices. Of course, Chewie is more. These are a lot more than they were like 5 years ago. That's for sure. Same thing with Masters of the Universe stuff. And Oz, only collecting Origins. Yeah. CGI He-Man. Those figures are pretty cool. That Manny Faces from the CGI He-Man toy line is really cool. And I'm not really into it. I haven't gotten too into those toys, but that particular figure is pretty awesome. And then the last stop we had. The last stop so the street sale in Clovis is right in the center of, like it's called the Old Town Clovis Antique Mall. Essentially, it's a street. It's got a lot of antique stores. If any of you are into antiquing, or if you just go to antique stores like me to look for old toys, there's a lot of great shops. And this one, we just stopped into one place. I know there's a particular booth that they have there. There's always something good there. There were a lot of things that I really wanted to take home from that booth, but I resisted. They were having a sale. So again, with the bargain theme, 20% off of everything in that particular booth. Got a couple of small things, a little Homer Simpson for our younger daughter. And I didn't have a vintage Ram Man, and this is what really sold me on it. The bracelets or the wristbands are intact, and in really good shape, actually. Really good shape for these. So I was really stoked to find that. You can see there's a little wear here on the edge, but that's what sold me on it. That these were in good shape. There's a couple of scuffs here. And then when the lady brought it out, he still works. So I finally got to add 2 more vintage figures to my Masters collection. 158806. Oops, I'm not sure what that means, Jared. Oh yeah, Garsh, the Musketara definitely looks very cool. I like that. Character in season 2. Yeah. So, Oz, are you talking about Ram Man? Such a well-loved toy. Well, I was really excited to find. This guy was really, really affordable. $12. And then, of course, with the 20% off, I just couldn't resist. We got these guys. Pretty awesome. So yeah, that's my haul for that I wanted to share with you all here on Memorial Day. Thanks for being here. Also, I just want to, I'm not going to say any spoilers. I will say this though. Um, much love for Forlom, folks. Much love for Forlom. Yeah, I love this guy. Forlom. Shout out to Forlom. Crass, yeah, Crass is cool too. Hey, folks, I want to say that the last few times I've gone to Walmart's, some of the new He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Netflix CGI figures, like Crass, for example, have been greatly discounted. I think I saw a Crass for $3 not too long ago. I'm kicking myself I didn't pick it up, but $3 for an action figure is something that's hard to uh, resist. So if you're going to Walmart's looking for those bargains, if you hit up the clearance section every time you go, like I do, look out for those He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Netflix CGI series figures, because they've been showing up greatly discounted. So yeah, these things, awesome. Oz, you're a fan of the bounty hunters? Me too, man. I was, I don't like to. I have a lot of. I had a lot of complaints about the Book of Boba Fett, primarily just regarding dialogue and exposition and stuff like that. But I don't want to get too hung up on those things. But my biggest complaint was we were missing out on these, these bounty hunters from the show. I wanted to see Bosk, I wanted to see IG-88, I wanted to see Forlom and Zuckuss. I just had my hopes up to see those guys, because I love, ever since I saw Empire Strikes Back in the theater as a kid, I've been in love with the bounty hunters, and IG-88 was my favorite action figure as a kid. I was even in a punk band for a while in the mid 90s, and the name of our band was IG-88. I got all kinds of love for this guy. So this was my favorite figure from the Star Wars line as a kid. Garsh, love Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, good. That's great, man. I'm glad. I need to rewatch it, honestly. There were things that I really loved, because I love the Rancor monster. I love it. So it was like my heart melted when I got to see the Rancor. I just wish that we would have had more of that nostalgia in there. I know there are some fans out there that are like, don't give us all that nostalgia. I want to see some new things. And I agree with you too. I want to see new things as well. But I really wanted to see more. I mean, I was happy to see the Gamorrean guards, stoked to see Bib Fortuna at the end of Mandalorian season 2, and briefly in flashbacks when he's shot, but sorry for spoilers, but I'm sure you've all seen it. But I really wanted to see more of that stuff. More characters from Return of the Jedi show up, and and some of those bounty hunters from Empire. The Trandoshans all look tiny. They're supposed to be more than Wookiee size. Yeah, they look pretty small. And Bosk in Empire Strikes Back was pretty menacing looking. It could have been the angle, but yeah. Sorry, now it's turning into this. I've got my vintage bounty hunters all here, which is awesome. Took me a while to get some of these at reasonable prices. I really feel like if you're a toy collector, be patient, wait for those reasonable prices, and they'll come your way. Right now, I'm looking for a vintage R2-D2, but like most of you, money's tight, and those R2s are really expensive. So now I'm sad I didn't. There was probably an R2 in that jar of $1 to $3 Star Wars action figures at that antique store 5 years ago, and I just never got it. Much love for this guy. Yeah. So anyways, thanks for being here. We've got a now if you have $1.25 to spend and you've got some reaction sized horde figures, we've got a horde chariot here. You know, you can go out and get this Final Faction horde chariot. I'm gonna post a photo of this probably tomorrow or maybe even tonight. I don't know. I usually take photos when I take the dog out on a walk in the evenings, and we still got to do that. So maybe I'll do that. It's still light out here. But thank you all for being here. It's been great chatting with you. Hey, Dan from Dungeon Dive, saw you here. That's great. I'm glad you liked IG88. I played music with Dan from Dungeon Dive and a few other projects back in the day. Thank you all for being here. Again, happy Memorial Day, and I hope you had a good one and you spent it relaxing and enjoying family. And thank you so much for watching my, unveiling of these things. One last question. For those of you who are still here, open them or not open them? Open them or not open them? I'm thinking about opening this guy, but I feel like I need to keep this one on card. What do you say? Open Destro, keep Cobra Commander on card. Thanks, Oz. Happy Memorial Day to you too. Thanks for being here. You can't advise on opening. I know the feeling, Garsh. I'm just gonna make a decision. I'm an opener. I have a few reaction figures over here that I've left on card. I think I'm gonna open Destro. I think I'm gonna leave Cobra Commander on card. This is just that this is a Target exclusive with the back metal helmet face mask thing. I think that's got to stay on card. But this guy's coming. This guy's opening up. Let's do that as a last hurrah for the show tonight. Oh, this thing. So for those of you that are critical of the reaction figures, I want to say that they don't look like much in the package, but when you get them out, they are really cool. They're solid. The artistry is great. I love the Reaction Masters figures. I love them. I wish I had more. Wish I got more of them. And for those of you who are interested in starting a Reaction Masters collection, I believe they're like $7.99 on some of the characters are $7.99 on Big Bad Toy Store still. So go to Big Bad Toy Store, go online to Big Bad Toy Store and order some of those. This is really cool, guys. I'm stoked that I got this open. His head hardly moves. That's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to move his head too much. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, this is so cool. Yeah, folks, that's very kind of you, Oz. That's awesome. The Cobra Commander and Destro are really affordable on the Target app right now. And get them. Now this gun is super cool, and he even comes with the wrist bracelet. Sorry, I said I would say I was starting to say goodbye to everybody, but now I'm just getting carried away with this now. That's what this is all about, right? Enjoying this stuff. This has a similar nostalgic plastic smell for me too. It's not quite the same as this one. This is definitely Max Rebo Band. It takes me right back to Return of the Jedi figures. And let's see here. So he's got a pistol. It comes with his pistol, and he also comes with a really cool wristband thing. Again, Super 7 takes real good care of the packaging on these figures. I mean, you know, these things are really solid too. Thanks, Oz. That's right, man. Hey, I have a policy. You send me something, I send you something. That's my policy. Although I like to keep it a surprise. So, so you never know what you'll get from me. But if you send me something, I'll send you something. That's just how I like to roll. Look at that. I just put these little wristband missiles on here. That's pretty awesome. And his pistol. I mean, this is cool. This is really cool. Yeah, I'm glad I got the Destro open. Such an affordable figure. I mean, you know, $17.99 is the typical price for these reaction figures, which is, in my opinion, is really steep. But the card backs are, you know, a lot of people like to keep them on the card. These are solid card backs. You know, this is really a throwback to the vintage figures. And so if you're a mint on card collector, it's $17.99, it's probably worth it. But if you open things like me, you can find, you know, I think I got, where is he? Yeah, I got all three of these folks are like $7.99 on Big Bad Toy Store right now. Okay, at that price, just might as well open them up. But so this guy, Destro, very cool. He's gonna show up in a picture too. Any of you follow my Instagram for my toy photos? If you do, that's great. If you don't, please follow. And if you're subscribed to the channel here, please stay subscribed. It's fantastic. All your likes and all your subscribes really help this channel sort of gain traction here on YouTube. It's not about the competition for me. It's not about getting, you know, monetizing this thing for me either. It's just really great to be able to share this joy with the rest of you. And thanks, Garsh. Yeah. But that's the thing, right? We want to share our joy. That's why we're here. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks for sharing the joy with me. And I'll see you in the next video.